Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
Welcome to the Enter The Fangirls podcast. I'm Sam.
I'm Lexie, and we're two girls with the slight obsession of everything pop culture.
Today we're talking about TV shows we started and never finished. This comes because I start way too many shows and literally never finish them.
Yeah.
Like, I just told Lex, I'm like, hey, you pick a number of the shows that you haven't finished, and I will narrow mine down.
Yeah, I, have to finish watching shows. It's, it's a rarity if I stop watching, and the reason why I stop watching is just because it's taken too long for a new season to come out, usually.
Yeah. I do it with everything. Like, I'll do it with movies, too. Like, if I don't like the movie, I'll just stop.
How do you do that? You didn't even make...
I don't know.
It's not
Sometimes I look up the
watch
ending
season.
if I care enough.
Oh my god, no.
I started a movie the other day, wasn't interested in it 20 minutes in, and I'm just like, okay, that's enough.
Oh my god, no.
I'm telling you, I'm broken.
You are.
Yeah. But yeah, we each have 5 shows that we're gonna talk about. I think you've seen a couple of mine. You've seen one of mine. I can't remember if I've seen yours, but...
No, I don't think you have.
But yeah. Basically, we're just going to be talking about why we stopped watching them.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just a fun episode.
It's really just for me to realize how broken Sam is and how many shows that she stopped watching, and for me to get the real reason why she stopped watching one of the shows.
Yeah. Yeah. I stopped watching a show she wanted me to watch for so long.
I don't understand how you
I
just
think
stopped
she's
watching
never
that
forgiven me.
No, I haven't.
It's okay.
I'm still waiting for you to give it another try,
See, but then I think about it and I'm traumatized all over again. We'll get there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Do you want to go first or me?
You can go first.
Do I talk about that one first?
Yeah, we could talk about that one first.
Okay. So I started Lost. I think I started it last year.
Yeah, no, it was last year.
I think it was early last year. I made it to I didn't even get to the first episode of season 3. I think I started 5 seconds of it and quit.
Yeah.
I just kept I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back and watch it, and I just didn't.
No.
I even tried just keeping it on in the background as I played Sims or wrote or something like that, and it made me sad. It just wasn't fun to watch anymore.
I'm putting a spoiler warning right now.
Yeah, spoiler warning for probably a lot of these.
Did you just not get to Desmond? Did you not care about Desmond enough to know what was going on?
See, I got really interested in season 2 at the very, very end, the last 10 minutes. And then I just I was like, okay, yeah, season 3 will be interesting, and I just for some reason never went back.
I'll give you this. There is one season where I it's when my first watch, I think it actually might have been season 3. I watched season 3 in a day and a half. Which is kind of impressive considering how long those episodes are.
Because I think I think season 3, I was getting to the whole, what's his name? The prisoner they had in season 2.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe?
Linus.
Sure, him. I think I was getting to his whole thing with the living in that village area. I think that's kind of where I was leading up to, if I'm not mistaken. And that would have also brought in Juliet.
Yes, it would have.
Very excited to meet
Ben Linus. There we go.
Ben. I knew it was something. I don't know what. Okay, it was spoiled so much for me. I knew
it was
about everything that was going to happen.
Okay, but you spoiled it on yourself.
Oh, years ago. I have a shit memory except for when it comes to TV shows and movies, apparently.
No, I thought you didn't know the end.
I didn't know the end.
Okay.
I didn't know the ending, and then I'm it was a month or two after I had just not watched, and I'm just Lex, just tell me, what happens? And then I watched the last scene and I sobbed violently.
There's so many scenes that I just make me sob, not
Okay,
Penny's
no, for me,
boat.
I will literally cry right now. It's the scene where Jack lays down to die in fucking Vegas. No, Vegas? No. What is it?
Vincent!
Vincent! I was close. It was
started
a V.
with the V.
It's when Vincent goes and lays down next to Jack. I just want to, like, it makes me want to cry just thinking about it. And then the thought of, like, going back and watching that last scene and, like, after getting attached to all these characters actually kind of traumatizes me and breaks my heart, and I don't want to do it. But at the same time, I want to finish the show so bad. I think season 2 just really ruined it for me because I loved season 1. I was so invested in it. And then I got to season 2 and I just couldn't stand Ana Lucia, and I feel like that really ruined a lot of it for me.
She was annoying.
Very.
I remember when I watched it, there was, at one point, I don't remember if it might have been season 4 or season 5, where it just felt like it was dragging, and I was like, this sucks. And maybe this isn't an unpopular opinion, but, like, the Jacob storyline just took so long, and it got very confusing. But it was so interesting to see how, like, Ben and Juliet and how everyone else got there. And it was just wild. It was a ride, to say the least. And honestly, I thought it was 8 seasons. It's only 6.
Yeah. See, talking about it makes me want to go back and watch it.
So good. Makes me want to rewatch it, which I can't.
I know the characters that I like are gonna die. Like, the characters I've gotten very, 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 or the character I've gotten very attached to is gonna die.
Yeah.
And they get, like, the worst death possible.
They all die, like, really sad deaths.
Okay, but she gets it really bad. And it hurts my feelings.
Wait, who are we talking about, Son?
Yeah, we're talking about Son.
I was also thinking of Jack's death, and I was not Jack's, Sawyer's, and then I was also thinking of
How does Sawyer die? I can't remember.
Oh wait, no, Juliet's death.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't think Sawyer dies, does he?
Or does not die. Juliet died. That was right.
Juliet went out a hero. I know that.
It was very painful.
Yeah, I knew that, like, so many of them were gonna die, so I'm just like, what is the point of getting attached? Because I also got super attached to Libby.
Oh, Libby.
And Libby and Hurley, and then
Hurley,
like, this show, you can't get attached to people, and I get attached so easily that just when something bad happens, I'm just like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do now?
But there's just so many good characters.
I know. I was really attached to Locke for some reason.
Yeah.
I loved that man.
He was
my
interesting.
Favorite. He was my favorite, besides Son.
Son.
Maybe I need to rewatch it. Maybe I need to give it another shot.
You just start at season 3.
I would. I'm only on the first episode of season 3, so, like, I haven't watched anything past it.
And, like, you barely found out about the latch and everything, and, like, all that. And
I do. I might skip the last 20 minutes of the last episode because I can't go through it.
Yeah.
Maybe the last 5 or 10.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I really thought we didn't meet Desmond until season 3. I thought the whole trying to get the latch open was all of season 2, and then we met Desmond in season 3.
Again, that's why season 2 was so hard for me to get through. It was so tedious. And, like, the latch was interesting at first.
Oh, right, because that's where Ana Lucia and Libby get shot at.
Yeah, and it just, like, it just went on way too long.
Yeah, no.
And, like, I get it, but that season literally could have been about 5 or 6 episodes shorter and had the exact same effect.
Oh, absolutely.
See, this show just seems like it causes pain.
Oh, it's a show that 100% causes pain. And
also,
it's like,
I remember... Sorry.
No, it's like one of those shows that's frustrating, too. Like, because none of it was real.
I think that's, like, a debate, though, is that it is real, but then other people are like, no, it's not real, and I don't understand. I don't understand.
At, like, some point, like, it has to be fake, because, like, they're all dead, but, like...
I do remember watching This Is 40, though, and the daughter in that, played by Maud.
Yeah.
She is in that, and she is watching Lost, and the entire movie is just her basically, like, you just check in with her from time to time, and she's like, oh my gosh, I was up all night watching Lost, and then you see her having a complete meltdown when she gets to the last episode.
Oh, I love that.
And that was, like, my first ever introduction to the show, and I'm like, okay, how bad can this be? And it was...
It's bad.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I think I watched it 2015. Was the first time I watched that Lost. That was 7 years ago.
Also, our friend Jenna on Twitter, she watched it in like a week, and I
don't know how.
Flabbergasted in how. Like,
Jenna,
if you are watching this or listening to this, how?
Yeah.
Did you not sleep?
Like, I thought me watching like one season in like a day and a half was impressive. Like, how do you watch?
That's impressive.
But then again, I keep thinking the show's 8 seasons. I mean, yeah. It's only 6. But, like, still, they're hour-long, like, 22-minute episodes. I mean,
also,
hour-long,
like, 22 episodes,
yeah.
Insane, but impressive.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me, apparently.
No.
Okay, what's your next one?
My first one.
Sorry. We've been talking about...
My first one, like, there's some obvious reasons why I stopped watching this one. It's House of Cards. The very obvious reason of why I stopped watching. But also, if you know me, politics is the last thing I want to talk about. It's the last thing I know anything. I literally know nothing about
We both,
politics.
just kind of hate politics.
It's just stupid. We're not even going to get into it. But the fact that I watched a political drama, you know what? The reason why I watched the political drama is because my boyfriend at the time was watching it. I wish I was lying. But it's not a show that grabs your attention. Like, you have to, like, fully love politics to watch the show. And I
tried to start it too, and then I'm just like, this is not for me. No. But the reason I started it was just because, like, I want to be able to say that I'm a fan of House of Cards.
But, like, now that's not a flex.
No. But at the time, it was, like, almost, like, impressive and made you seem smart if you liked House of Cards.
Because House of Cards was big. Like, it was nominated for so much stuff. Yeah.
Not for me.
I, like, couldn't even tell you, like, what happened. Like, I'm kind of going through a Neve Campbell phase. And totally forgot that she was in the show for, like, a season. So, like, I went back, like, a few weeks ago to just watch her scenes. And I think the season 4 premiere, totally forgot what happened. I couldn't even tell you that she was in those episodes. And, like, that's not, like, someone you forget.
Yeah.
It was, like, interesting at some parts. One of the Broadway actresses I love, Stephanie J. Block, this is another reason why I watched this. Her husband is in House of Cards. So if I loved her, I was like, yeah, I'll love her husband too. And he was very good in it. But it's just, so I guess I just never watched the last season because, like, I think I made it to the end of season 5 and I think it got 6 seasons. And, like, I love Robin White. Is that
right? I think.
Right.
I think it's right.
Robin Wright. Claire Underwood annoyed the living shit out of me. She was like, it's just the way that she talked. It was just not, I don't even know how to explain this better. It was just not a show for me. And if you like political dramas, like, people love The West Wing. And, like, that show actually seems very good.
I thought that show was about, like, stewardesses.
Because it has the word wing in it.
Yeah. What is it? It's political?
Yeah.
Wow. You learn something new every day.
The West Wing of the White House is where
I'm Canadian.
Is. Fair enough. But people love The West Wing. The West Wing was nominated for a bunch of stuff as well.
I've heard like really great things about that.
Yeah, I mean, Liz, on our other friend on Twitter, like,
Yeah.
loves West Wing, and kind of want to watch it because of her, but once again, I just don't know if I'd like it. Maybe if it was more about, like, their lives.
Stewardesses.
No. When you ever mention stewardesses, have you ever heard of the show Pan Am?
No.
Oh my god, the show was canceled after one season. Margot Robbie was in it, Christina Ricci, and there was two other women. Canceled? I don't know. It was about
the cast like that.
I know, right? It was one of Margot's like first roles. But I remember me, my mom, and my grandma used to watch it every Sunday when it came out, and it was just about stewardesses on Pan America Airlines. I forgot what the Pan stands for, but anyway, and it was like kind of drama, there was like something going on behind the scenes of it. I forgot what. I think there was like a mystery thing going on, but it was so good, and it was canceled after one season, so I think they should bring that back. But House of Cards was like really about the politics. It wasn't really like about their personal lives, like maybe a little bit of like Frank and Claire and like their marriage and shit like that, and then trying to hide stuff about people in like the Senate, the Congress.
See, that stuff sounds interesting.
But it like wasn't the
but like when it's way when it's not the main focus.
But the West Wing, I think, is a little bit more about like their personal lives, because like people ship people in that show, which I feel like with House of Cards, what the fuck am I gonna ship? So I feel like the West Wing is a little bit more personal, but still political, but rather the House of Cards is political with a little bit of personal, if that makes sense.
No, I get it.
Whatever I said definitely didn't make sense, and I'm sorry that you just had to listen to me for like 5 minutes.
No, it's okay. I got you. But my next one, it's Game of Thrones. I have tried to watch this show twice, and both times I have stopped. I feel like, okay, I get so confused watching this show. There are so many characters, and they all have weird names, and some of them sound the same. And, like, everyone's living in different kingdoms, but yet somehow they all know each other, and I just don't get it. But it's also so good at the same time, but it's also so long. And I literally don't know. And I want to like it because I want to say I'm a fan of Game of Thrones. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did that in Game of Thrones. Like, oh my god, that finale. I want to be that person. And I just can't. And I want to be so bad. And I also really love Lena Headey, which is maybe a very unpopular opinion that Cersei was my favorite character. But, like, I want to like it so bad. And I've tried it twice. The second time I did make it farther, I made it into season 2, and I don't remember why I stopped watching. I just, like, stopped.
Oh, do you know who is also in Game of Thrones?
Who?
Hannah Waddingham.
No, she's the shame girl.
Yeah, that's the only scene I know from Game of Thrones.
I never got there, but she's taunting Cersei. I don't know how to say her name. Is it Cersei? I don't know. She's evil, like a horrible, terrible, worst human being on the face of the planet, kind of horrible. And that's like a widely shared thing, but I loved her, which is horrible. That's a whole other episode, the amount of characters that I just love that everybody else hates.
That could be its own episode.
Literally. But yeah, it's like, it's a good show. Like, I will definitely say that. I think I tried to make myself like it, and it's not my kind of show. Like, I don't like period pieces, and this is, like, the most period piece you can get. Like, it's, like, the BCs. And it's just... But it's so interesting at the same time, like, because then I'm thinking of, like, all, like, the stuff that I know happened, like, the Red Wedding, and, like, King Joffrey and all that. Like, and I want to watch it and I want to like it, and I just can't. I do like it. I just can't get invested, and I can't binge it because it's so long, and I don't understand. I just don't understand. I think that's probably why. Like, I've even, like, been, like, when I was watching it, I would have, like, literally, like, the family tree, like, pulled up for everyone, and I'm just like, okay, so, like, I know who you are, and, like, how you're here. It's so confusing.
I've never, like, the one episode I've seen of Game of Thrones is the shame episode, like, because my roommate was watching it, and she forced me to watch Game of Thrones. I was like, the show sucks.
It's also really gory. So much gore.
I don't mind gore, but it's
I'm not crazy on it when it's, like, really gratuitous. They also kill a horse.
Oh, that's lovely.
I don't like when they kill animals in shows for no reason. Not that there's ever a reason,
yeah.
but, like, it turns me off a lot. Yeah. Maybe one day I will be that bitch. That is not today. One day. Maybe. Also, justice for Ned Stark, because I ended around there, and I was very upset. Very upset. Even though I knew it was coming. Okay, your turn.
Sorry, I was reading something. So my next show is The Good Doctor. And to be honest, I wouldn't have started watching the show unless, like, I was forced to watch the show. I took, like, an adaptive athletic class in college, and we were supposed to be talking about autism, and the teacher had to cancel class for some reason. So instead, we were told to watch the first episode of The Good Doctor and then write a discussion on it. And it was actually a really good show. I, like, kept watching it after, and a lot of my class did. But I kept up with it for a while, and then around when COVID hit, I kind of, like, watching it weekly, like, wasn't, like, something I was doing. I was like, okay, like, when the rest of the season came out, like, I binged it, and then they killed off my favorite character. Or, not necessarily my favorite character, but a ship was on the rise that I was kind of, like, digging.
I remember this when it happened, and then you were just a mess.
A mess. But then I was like, all right, I'll keep watching. And then, once again, I kind of stopped watching weekly. I, like, watched it on Hulu the next day. And then I just never finished last season. And I never started this season. Last season was just not it. I
think that happened with a lot of shows.
Yeah. Like, Sean's girlfriend hated her, and the fact that he was going to be a father, wasn't a fan. Love Sean, though. Love Sean.
Is Sean the main guy?
Yes.
He's going to be a father?
He was. They had a miscarriage. Oh. Unless things have changed.
I just, like, know about it from passing because my mom watches it every week, so, like, I usually know what's going on. I missed that.
Fair. I did want to, like, continue watching it because I liked Christina Chang in it, and I think she's really pretty. But it's just, I'm also not huge on medical dramas, and Sam knows this. Like, yeah. I'm currently watching ER, and I'm shocked that I'm watching ER.
I'm shocked you're watching ER. You watched it for Julianne and Margaret.
I did. But I'm very invested now into their side lives. And I'm like, all right, can you two get together? Like, can you get fired?
It's so funny because I started that with you and I haven't finished it. Like, I haven't even finished
the first episode. I'm just watching too many shows right now, so I only watched the first season of ER. I do plan on, like, picking it up again because
I plan on watching it in full.
Keyword is plan.
Listen, I need a comedy at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. That's also why I stopped watching, because I was just going from drama to drama to drama, and I was like, I don't think I could do this anymore. Medical dramas are just...
They're very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Like, I love Grey's Anatomy. I tried to watch Scrubs. I was not into Scrubs. Like, it's because every single one has very different tone.
Yes.
So it's really just, like, that's, I think, my issue with ER is that I'm like, oh, this is going to be like Grey's Anatomy, and it's not.
No.
Even close.
I also think they, like, one of my other favorite characters, like, I saw a clip. Last season, they went to, like, Central America, South America, something weird, to help their doctors. So I'm sure they were doing, like, a Doctors Without Borders situation going on. And one of the doctors was offered a position to stay there, and she wound up staying.
Okay.
So, like, she's not on the show anymore, and I liked her, too.
I hate when they do that.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Yeah, just... part of me wants to try to give it another try, but I'm just like, I have too many shows right now.
Yeah.
Let me take a break.
That's like a show you, like, put on, like, maybe when it comes out in full, and then you can just kind of, like, keep it on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like a doing your makeup show.
Yes.
I have a lot of those. Speaking of The Good Doctor, my next one is The Good Wife. They actually have nothing to do with each other.
No.
But they have similar titles. Okay, here's my dilemma. I love this show. I think it is phenomenal. I have watched it twice, and I've quit around the same time both times, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, I recently tried to rewatch it last year, and I got so invested in it again. It's so good. It has such a good cast. Actually, this show is the reason why I took law in high school, and I loved my law class. I took it for like 2 years. I was obsessed. And it was because of this show, and for some reason, I can't finish it. To be fair, I might have finished it, but they took it off of CBS when I was in the middle of watching it, so I'm like, well, where am I going to watch it now? Because it wasn't on anything else. So then I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I'm like, maybe I'll, like, try to find it somewhere else another time. And I just don't. Like, I could have binged it because I think I had, like, a month left to be able to watch it before it got taken off. And I'm just like, no, oh well. It's too late. But, like, that's the thing. It's so good. I have told you before, I think you'd love it.
Yeah.
I love law shows, though. I think they're so interesting. I don't know why. Except I'm not into, like, Criminal Minds or anything for some reason. Or, like, Law and Order. But I like the other, like, very dramatic drama law shows that, like, have, like, the personal life kind of thing. And this one just had such a good cast. Like, you had Julianne Margulies, Christine Baranski. Like, the kids are interesting, too. They have, like, their own kind of, like, side stories that are really interesting as well. And just, like, it's so good. And I don't know why I can't finish it. Like, there's just something that stops me for something. It's like, it's almost like a force field. Like, it just won't let me pass it. And the stupid thing is, it's when it starts getting good. Like, it's when the couple you're waiting for finally kind of, like, start hooking up. So and, like, people are kind of finding out. And I don't know. I want to finish it so bad. Maybe one day I will.
I hope you do.
Because I even see people on Twitter watching it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's such a good show. Meanwhile, I haven't seen past, like, season 2. So, but I know this. I spoiled it for myself because I just haven't been able to get through it.
So I spoiled everything for yourself.
I know, but I did know the main spoiler going in, so, like, that wasn't a big surprise. But I never got there either, which is what I was waiting for. I'm broken.
You are.
Something happened to me. Yeah. One day I'll finish it, hopefully.
Hopefully. Someone
pitch me a case. Maybe I'll try The Good Fight.
Yeah, I see a lot about that. There's a lot of Broadway stars in The Good Fight.
Diane is my favorite character, and that's Christine Baranski, so maybe I would like The Good Fight more.
Maybe.
I don't really know what that one's about. I don't know how it's different, but...
No, I literally just know Audra McDonald and Mandy Patinkin are in it, and Danny Bernstein, who are, like, 3 of Broadway's greats.
I hope it's a jukebox musical.
Stop. That'd be everything. I'd watch.
That is the one show that should do a musical episode.
Yeah. Oh my god, they should
never do a musical episode, but that one should.
They have the cast for it.
Yeah. Who do we need to pay?
We really need this to happen now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just find them recording in New York one day and be like, can you do a musical episode?
That would be everything to me.
Just, yeah. I have no idea what the show's about, but I think, like, just singing in the courtroom. I don't know.
Oh my god, just like they're doing a case, and instead of saying
They
objections.
won the musical. Why are they doing this?
Oh yeah.
I need it.
Okay, what's your next one?
Okay, my next one is The Politician. And I don't know if people like the show or not. I really don't.
I have a friend who loved it, but she also loves Ben Platt.
I hate Ben Platt's acting. And this show is supposed to be, I feel like, very campy and over the top. And I
remember having a good cast, and I love Judith Light.
Sharon Stone's in it.
Yeah, Sharon Stone, Judith Light, who I love.
Yeah.
So I've always kind of been tempted, and I'm just like, it's not going to be...
Yeah.
What is season about?
Running,
like a vague...
it's so weird, too, because it's, like, 3 different storylines in, like, one show.
Okay.
And, like, none of them, I feel like, really connect. Maybe they do. I don't know. I did not like it at all. I thought I was gonna like it, like, because I'm drawn to vibrant things because I'm a child, and the show seemed very, like, vibrant and colorful.
Yeah.
It was just not
Did it get canceled?
I think it did.
I was gonna say, I know season 2 came out, but I didn't ever hear anything about season 3.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe everyone else feels the same way I did and just was like, season 1. Like, I remember my friends were watching the first season. They were loving it. I'm like, no. So I pushed through for the first season, but, like, when season 2 came out, I was like, I'm not gonna touch this. But it's, all I remember is Ben Platt's character is trying to run for, like, class president or some shit, and then I think in season 2 they, like, jump a few years. Well, the end of season 1 I think jumps a few years, and then in season 2 I think she's trying to run for, like, U.S. Senate or something. Yeah, no, not for me. Not for me.
I remember so much hype being about it, though.
Show.
I was just gonna say it's political. I remember, like, so much hype being around it, but also, like, I was friends with a huge Ben Platt fan, so I heard about it constantly. And she would post it all over Snapchat and everything. Sarah, if you're watching this, hi. We're sorry. But yeah. So, like, I knew about it, and I thought it was huge, but maybe not.
Maybe not. I feel like it's kind of like,
I feel like it was very shiny.
Gossip Girl either. Yes,
yeah. No, I feel like it was very shiny, like, had great casting. Cast baiting. It cast baited you.
It did. I'm trying to think of the other character that was in it, because obviously, like,
I know there's someone else that's on the tip of my tongue.
Lucy Boynton was in it. Gwyneth Paltrow was in it.
Okay.
Jessica Lange was in it. I watched for Dylan McDermott. so like,
yeah, it had a really good
big
cast.
names. I was not a fan of it at all. Okay, that's all I have to say about The Politician.
My next one is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I actually watched, I think, the first episode of this, like, years ago. And I just, like, couldn't really get into it, but I was also, like, I think I had just come off of watching Charmed, and I was, like, still, like, kind of young. And I'm just like, this is scary. Like, Buffy's kind of scary at times. Like, these vampires are scary, and they jump out of nowhere, and it's kind of freaky, and I'm just like, nope, not for me. But then I was sick, and I just, like, was like, it was Halloween, and I was in the spooky season mood. It was 2020, and I'm like, I'm in the spooky season mood.
2021.
No, it was 2020.
It wasn't last year.
Yeah, it was.
That was 2021.
No, 2020. The year before. I watched it then, and then I watched it going into 2021.
You didn't watch it last year?
I watched it in 2020.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember specifically watching it because it was spooky season. So I watched that because it was, like, Halloween, and I'm like, I want a show that's going to feel like Halloween. And I watched it, and my brother came down, and we ended up binging so much of season 1 that day. And, like, he really liked it too, so we kind of, like, watched it together. And it's so good. And then for some reason I just stopped watching, and I don't know why, because I really liked it and I liked where I was at. I was at the part, if you watch the show and you're listening to this, it's when Faith comes in, and I was kind of like iffy about her, but then I really started to like her, and then I just like stopped watching it. Like I just like stopped gravitating towards it. Like I would go on like streaming services and I just wouldn't click on it for some reason, and it was always sitting there, and I just never finished it. But I do want to watch it because I did really enjoy it. Again, I know spoilers though, because it's so hard to avoid spoilers for shows that are older. This is one I did not seek out spoilers for. But I just like, I only know 2 of the main spoilers. And I think, no, I know 3 actually. I know 3. So like, I don't think they'll change anything about how I feel about it. But yeah, I do want to watch it. I did really like it. I've told like our friend that she needs to watch because I think she'd love it. And it's really good. I don't know why I've never finished it. Like I literally don't have a reason. I just stopped. It's on Disney Plus now though. It did get moved from Prime Video, but like that was like after I had stopped watching.
Oh, okay.
But now it's on Disney Plus, and I always see it as I'm scrolling, and I'm just like, do I attempt it? Because I was only a few episodes into season 3. And I kind of like it because, like, I like the format of the episodes. It's very much like Charmed, just more like a teen version, where, like, each episode focuses on, like, a new kind of, like, monster or demon, vampire, like, that. And they're usually really creative and fun ideas. Like, it's just, like, a fun watch. And I liked all the characters, as far as I remember. I miss my girl, Miss Calendar. I really liked her. She was not actually that huge of a character, but for some reason I got really attached to her. But yeah, I think I'm gonna rewatch that at some point. Maybe I'll try it again in spooky season, and I'll just pick up from where I left off.
I feel like this is also an episode of Sam trying to convince herself to rewatch shows she stopped watching.
Yeah, maybe that's your plot, just trying to convince me to actually finish things.
Maybe. Hate to break to you, I'm not finishing any of my shows. Maybe The Good Doctor.
The other ones I have on my list, no. I have no interest.
Yeah.
I could at the end of the episode, I will read the rest of the ones I have written down that I didn't pick.
There's a lot. And
then you can all yell at me.
But some of them are justifiable.
Some of them are justifiable. I have reasons. Yes. Have reasons for all of them, I think. Majority of them.
But some are, like, actually justifiable.
Yeah, there's one in particular that you'll get.
Yeah. All right, I lied. There is one more other show on my list that I might try to give another try again, so Alex Zalbin, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, on Twitter, he writes for The Decider, and I see him tweet about the show Search Party all the time. And I started watching the Search Party back in 2019, so maybe it was like the first 2 seasons I watched, and then the show wound up getting canceled, but HBO Max picked it up. Sorry, Macy, if you're listening, I actually hated it. I think I told her I liked it, and like it wasn't bad, it was just frustrating. It's a
Sorry, I'm looking at pictures of it.
No, you're good. It's a dark comedy.
I feel like I've definitely seen, like, GIFs of this before.
Oh, no, the girl crying, the main girl crying and running through the hallway. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yes, that's from that show. So it's, like, a little campy as well. Dory's boyfriend hated him, kind of hated Dory as well. Also, who names their child Dory?
Finding Nemo.
But then... So the first mystery is, like, her friend, all these people's names are crazy. She's trying to figure out what happened to her friend Chantel. Yes, that was her friend's name, Chantel.
Sorry, any Chantel's listening.
Sorry. But they wind up, like, finding her, and, she wasn't really missing. Like, she, like, wanted to, like, leave and be gone. So, like, but then there was definitely a twist at the end, which is the reason why they got a season 2. But it was weird. But then I also seen Alex tweet about it, and I've seen like, I don't remember if it's season 3 or season 4, and it looks like Dory is being held hostage, and I'm like, what happened? Because this is not the same show from season 1. Clearly, it took a turn for the worse, and it's getting really dark. And it's on like Decider's like top 10 shows of January, and I'm like, do I give it another try? Do I like? I don't think they're long episodes either. I do think they're on the shorter side. And there's only 3 more seasons, and I don't think the seasons are that long either. So I'm very overwhelmed with shows right now. There's so many like new shows I'm watching.
Again, could be a makeup show.
Yes, definitely. Can it? No, it could be. But I keep getting this. So the new show I started watching, it's called After Party. So I keep getting it mixed up with Search Party.
Yeah.
But someone give me a reason to continue watching. Like, tell me like season 3 or season 4 it gets like wild, and like I'll be in. I can deal with the campy as long as it's like wild, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? But if it's like,
I feel like if it wasn't so campy, you'd like it, because it definitely seems like a show you'd like.
Definitely. I also just don't think I like the actress that plays Dory. Sorry. Yeah,
I've stopped watching shows because I don't like actors.
Yeah. No, they're 20 to 25, maybe 30-minute episodes, and there's 10 episodes a season. So like I have absolutely zero excuse. But like if I watch season 3 and I really don't.
Yeah, but if you didn't enjoy it, that is sort of an excuse.
It was interesting. I didn't like fully hate it, but like it was also at the point where the gap between season 2 and season 3 was so long that like I kind of just forgot about it.
Yeah.
So
see, that gets ya.
Yeah. And like I know it's not like the show's fault. It's like because of COVID and everything.
No, but
it's like you have to keep us engaged somehow. Like Yellow Jackets, like, you know, the season ended this year and they plan to bring back season 2 by the end of the year. That's how you keep me interested. You got me waiting for like short period. I have a very small, short attention span, so I need things to happen like this. But yes, maybe someone give me a reason to continue watching Search Party, and maybe I'll start again. If I'm like really, and I'm really not out of shows. I'm in the middle watching New Girl and ER, but I'm continuing to watch more new shows.
You're supposed to become a movie girl this year.
I know. I'm failing miserably.
You're becoming me. You're watching too many shows at once.
No, I just love TV shows too much. Which is so funny. I keep saying this. I'll binge watch TV shows, but I can't sit down and watch a 2-hour movie.
Because I don't know. I say I'm a movie fan, but then like I'll go to watch a movie and I'm just like, not in the mood. But then when I put one on, I'm like fully invested. It just takes me a second to like actually get there.
My problem with movies too is like for episodes, like I need to finish the episode until I can move again. Like I rarely pause right in the middle. Like if I'm getting ready for work and like then I have to wait. Yeah. But like if I'm getting ready for work, I really don't want to pause. I like really want to finish the episode, but like I have to. But for movies, like I don't want to like pause like an hour in and then I think that's where I get thrown off. But yeah.
My last one is Parenthood. I'm so conflicted about this show. So, okay, backstory. I took parenting class in high school. Shut up. But for some reason my teacher put this show on, and I think it was just to like, I don't know why. I actually have no idea why she had us watch this, but we watched the entire season over the course of the semester. And I became very invested in it, so I asked my parents, like, I'm like, can I have, like, the full box set for, like, Christmas? Like, I want to watch the full thing.
You have the full box set,
I
and
wanted
you
to
still
watch
haven't
it.
watched it.
No, I did. I have it. That's how I watched it. I'm getting there. So I got it for Christmas. And I watched it, like, I literally would come home from school, go straight to my room, and I would put it on, and I would, like, watch, like, a disc a day. Like, I was obsessed. And then I stopped watching. I think it has 6 seasons. 6 or 7. And I would always stop on the second last season. Or maybe the last season, but, like, very early on. And for some reason just wouldn't finish it. Like, I didn't finish it. But I loved all the characters. It was so interesting. And, like, it's just, like, I don't know. You're just basically watching this family, like, navigate their lives and, like, this drama and stuff. And it has Lauren Graham in it, who I love. And she's basically Lorelai Gilmore in this, who I love. But for some reason, I just didn't finish it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So then I tried to rewatch it last year, and I got, again, so invested in it and would watch it every single day. And it's an amazing show. Like, 10 out of 10 would recommend. But again, I stopped at the same part. And I'm telling you, there is something about me that I will just watch a show and I just lose interest at a certain point and I can never get past it. And I don't know why, because, like, it's still good at that point. But, I mean, they do pull a Tom and Lynette with one couple. Yeah. And, like, someone dies in the last episode, which is horrible, by the way. I've never seen it, and that kind of made me mad, so I don't want to see it. And then, like, Ray Romano comes in, which is kind of fun, and dates Lauren Graham, which is also very fun. And just, like, it's a good show. I don't know why I can't get past it. And I just, like, I don't have a desire to just try. It's, like, I know what happens. I know everyone ends up happy ever after except for, like, the grandpa. I know. And it's Craig T. Nelson, too, who's adorable.
Yeah.
So it hurts. I think he dies anyway. I'm pretty sure he does. And I don't know how it happens, but very sad. It's also kind of a heavy show. Like, I didn't realize that until watching it back last year, just how heavy it is at times. And I'm like, that makes sense why I never finished it all those years ago. But, like, now, I don't have an excuse. I don't know. I would watch it. Like, I would recommend it. It is really good, but I just can't get past it for some reason. Great cast, though. Like, amazing, amazing cast. And everyone, for the most part, is pretty likable. Even though I do find one of my old favorite characters kind of annoying this rewatch, but it's fine. It's fine. But yeah. What's your last one?
My last one is Lock and Key. So, once again, Alex actually was tweeting about this when it was before it even premiered. And I, like, read the synopsis of it, and I was like, oh, this actually kind of sounds interesting. I thought it was going to be, like, a mystery, like an actual mystery.
Yeah.
It's not. I know they're based off of books, so I never read the books. Maybe I should have to get an idea. Yeah, or maybe they're comics or something. But so it's about, like, their father dying, and then they move to a house across the country, and, like, they find these keys that, like, open different doors or things in the house. And, you know, I kind of thought, like, maybe their father wasn't dead. They're trying to figure out who killed the father, like, stuff like that. It wasn't any of that. So this is, like, one of the shows I actually just stopped mid-season and just couldn't finish. Like,
wow,
yeah.
Hold a Sam.
And normally I finish shows, but
Hold a Sam.
Or at least finish a season. But it was just not interesting. Maybe, I mean, I don't want to say it was a kid show because I was watching it.
No.
But
I think it definitely is more targeted towards, like, younger people.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a little more, I guess, sci-fi, maybe supernatural than I thought. I thought it was going to be a little more like adult mystery, and it wasn't. And it kind of felt like each episode was standalone episodes. I watched this at the beginning of 2020, like we're literally when COVID and lockdown first started happening. So I don't fully remember what happened. I actually like don't remember anything that happened. I couldn't even tell you what like the keys did or anything like that. But I know a new season came out sometime recently, I think.
My brother's literally in the next room watching it currently.
Love that for him. But it's just not something I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it was more of like an actual mystery, like trying to figure out who killed the father is like actually not dead kind of situation, I'd be more interested. That was just not it. And I also thought like the father had a connection to the house, and I could be wrong. But like they literally just moved to a house across the country for like no reason. Well, obviously their father died, but like I don't know, there wasn't enough to me and grab me, and I was like, all right, never mind.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely targeted towards like teenagers and like very young adults. Which isn't a bad thing. Like, I definitely think there needs to be more shows like that, but yeah. But yeah, that's all of our shows. But do you want to go through the Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, I already pulled up all mine.
Oh, I have not.
So, Lost. This is no surprise.
Wait, did we explain what we were doing?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to read Rotten Tomatoes review, or not reviews, like the score.
The score, yeah.
The average score from critics and then the average score from audience members, just to like see like how bad we should we should actually finish these shows. But so the average critic score for Lost is 85, which honestly I was expecting a little higher, but the audience score is 91, so that makes up for it. I expected that though, like. It's a huge show. There's no reason why I shouldn't finish it. Besides the fact that I will cry my eyes out. But maybe I'm in the need for a good cry. But then, what was the next one I talked about? Game of Thrones, again, not surprising, has an 89 critic review and an 85 audience score. I feel like that would be way higher if it wasn't for the finale, because everybody hates that final season.
Yeah.
But that was not surprising either. I have a feeling all of these are in the 80s. The Good Wife has the highest critic score of all, and it's 93.
Yeah.
And has an average audience score of 91. So again, have no reason not to finish this show. Buffy the Vampire Slayer has a critic score of 83% and an audience score of 92. And Parenthood has a critic score of 88% and an audience score of 95%. These are all like critically like valued shows.
Yeah. You have literally zero excuse.
I have zero excuses.
I have some wiggle room at least.
Okay. I think the only one that they're giving me any kind of like leeway on is Buffy.
Yeah.
Everything else they're like, nah, bitch, watch it.
Yeah.
I'm shocked Good Wife has the best out of all of them. I mean, it's a good show, but I would have thought Lost had the highest of all.
Lost is very... I think it's because of the ending, too.
Yeah. Also, I feel like that is a show you either love or you kind of hate.
Yeah. Definitely.
What are your scores?
Okay. So, for House of Cards, the critic score is 77, and the audience is 76.
I was expecting higher.
I think people realize how shitty political dramas are.
Yeah.
The Good Doctor, okay, for some reason it doesn't have a critic score for the whole show.
Maybe because it's not ended.
Maybe. But for season 1, they gave it a 63%, but the average audience score for the entire show is a 70.
Okay.
So a little low, but for the first season, the audience score was like 88.
Yeah.
So it's
always
clearly it's gotten worse. Yeah. The Politician, the critics score was a 48, and audience was 80.
That's a jump.
Yeah, genuinely, I think it's just for all the Ben Platt fans.
Yeah.
This is where I think they're telling me to watch it. The critic score for Search Party is 97, but the audience is 74.
Okay.
So I mean, like,
you're a part of the audience, though.
I am. And then Lock and Key, the critics is a 74, and for audience it's a 65.
You have way more wiggle room than I do.
Yeah,
I have no excuses.
Yeah, you really don't.
I have none. I don't even like. Can you imagine what some of the other ones on my list would be? At least they would have had reasons.
Yeah.
Should I like read off the other ones I had?
Yeah, please read off the other ones you have.
Okay, I had a lot. This is not even all of them. These are just the ones I could think of. So Lost, One Tree Hill, which I did talk about in our 2021 Wrapped video. Fuller House, Game of Thrones, Beverly Hills 90210. I watched seasons 1 to 3. Stranger Things, I watched season 1, but I do plan to watch that in full. I promise. Parenthood, Cruel Summer, One Day at a Time, Grace and Frankie, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Nashville, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Glee, How to Get Away with Murder, The Good Wife, and Good Girls. And those are all the ones off the top of my head.
There's some that I'm just...
I know.
How?
I know.
I, like, understand why the Fuller House one really gets me. Like, I get what happens, but, like...
I don't know why I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
I love Full House so much.
And that could be, like, a putting on your makeup kind of show. Like...
I know. I've rewatched it, too. Like, I've rewatched the first few seasons before, like, a new one came out, and I've just... For some reason, I didn't watch... I think it was the last season.
Yeah,
I don't get why.
Mind-blowing to me.
I know. There are, like, some shows on here that I'm, like, looking at it now, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
I don't get it, but maybe...
Like, the only other justifiable one is Nashville.
Yeah. I'm bitter.
Yeah, no, I am too.
I cry every time I watch Sanctuary. Every time.
We're not even going to talk about it.
Nope, that has its reasons.
Yeah.
The only other one I would say maybe Glee, because I stopped watching that when it got bad.
Okay. I'll give you that, because when the original...
It's a very entertaining show. But when everybody left and went to, like, college and stuff, I just lost interest. That's what I don't like about high school shows, is when they go to college or, like, stuff, I don't care.
Yeah. No, so I guess I can add Glee to my list as well.
Yeah.
Because when did I stop watching? I did watch once they went to college. I did enjoy that, like, seeing Rachel.
I think I made it halfway through season 4. I know I watched at least up until Sarah Jessica Parker came. I vividly remembered the Turkey Lurkey Kiki episode.
Stop. That song is a bop. I
had that on my playlist for so long.
Such a good song.
It's so good.
No, I watched a little past that.
I know I watched at least till there, but I stopped watching before I got to the Finn episode.
You know, oh my god, who's the girl that
I
plays
have seen that episode. What?
Who's the girl that plays Tabitha Tate?
Erin Westbrook.
Thank you. Erin Westbrook is in Glee. I don't think I've ever made it to her being in Glee.
Okay. I just never got attached to any of the new characters, so, like, I couldn't...
Yeah, exactly. I think when, like... I think her name was Kitty.
Yeah.
I think when she left is, like, when I really stopped watching, because I was like, alright, they're a little...
I don't think I made it to season 5, and I think there's 6 seasons.
I need to know how many seasons of the show.
I'm pretty positive there's 6 seasons. I know season 5 was the season that Finn passed away.
Stop.
And I think it only got one more season after that.
Yeah, so 6 seasons. Okay. I think I stopped watching. I read the plot of the first episode of season 6, and I vaguely remember it. So I think I stopped watching somewhere in between then, but I obviously came back and then I rewatched the final episode because, like, how can I not?
Yeah.
But
that's just like, it's a fun show.
It is. No, it's 100% a fun show. It's just It's just cute.
Yeah. It's just Glee.
Yeah.
That's all you can say about it. It's just Glee.
And as, like, someone who, like, loved musical theater, like, that was...
As someone who loved music, I was excited to watch it.
Yeah.
And I was in Glee Club, basically. I was in an arts program at my high school. I was in the vocal music. So this was me. But it was nothing like this, and I thought it would be.
Yeah. Nothing like it.
High school is not what they make it to be in the movies and shows.
I think Glee was ahead of its time.
Yeah. Well...
No, maybe not. But Glee...
It had its moments.
Oh, Glee... No, Glee should... There were some things that had happened.
There were some things...
That could not. They were trying to cancel Glee like a month ago. Some politician or some shit.
Oh my goodness.
You
know what? It's just a period piece at this point. It defines the 2010s.
It does. Like, now I feel like I need to go rewatch Glee. And I absolutely cannot do that.
I can't do it.
I can't. No, like, that's like a show that you watch once and, like, you have to be done with it.
That's a show where you know that you've watched it and you can say that you've watched it, but you're not going back.
I'll gladly re-listen to all the soundtracks, but I can't go back and watch
Listen, the soundtracks are good.
So good. So talented.
So good. I love their cover of Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Actually, their entire regionals thing in season 1 is really good. Or season 2. Whatever one they win. I think it's season 2.
Stop, that scene actually makes me cry. I
know.
I'm such a huge Glee.
I was also obsessed with the I Dreamed a Dream. Yeah, that was
also just a step. I also that's a lie. I rewatched Glee when I was going through my Idina Menzel phase, but I only watched Idina's episode.
Yeah.
You want to hear something super funny too? You know the trend that all the celebrities are doing, like, that's on my name.
Yeah.
So Idina Menzel did that, and she, instead of putting Shelby as her,
she put, like, Rachel's mom.
Rachel's mom. Like, what?
Kate Walsh just did it too, and she put Hannah Baker's mom. And then she also put Charlie's mom in Perks of Being a Wallflower. I'm like, girl, you have a name.
Do you not remember your name? Like, Miss Idina, I know your name is Shelby in Glee.
Yeah,
like,
everybody knows there's Rachel's mom
know.
now, but still, it's so funny.
No, the real Gleeks will know your name is Shelby. AKA coach of Vocal Adrenaline. AKA,
Now I want to listen to the soundtracks. I'm going to go listen to Somewhere Only We Know and cry. I love that song.
Thinking about rewatching.
We can't rewatch stuff.
No, that's my one goal too for 2022. I can't rewatch anything.
No, I want to rewatch Orange is the New Black so bad, and I'm like, I can't.
Desperate Housewives might be the only exception because I have
that's always an exception. That's a once a year.
Yeah, my annual spring rewatch.
But yeah, that is all we have. I like that we just added Glee as an honorable mention for both of us.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, Glee was good. And
I was very invested. I was pretty invested.
It's, like you said, it's very hard to introduce new characters so far along in a show.
No, when you get attached to this group of characters, maybe 1 or 2 is okay, but you can't add a whole new cast. Yeah. It just didn't work. It should have ended. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Enter the Fangirls. You can keep up with us on our social media. Our YouTube and Instagram is Enter the Fangirls, and our Twitter is Enter Fangirls.
Make sure you follow us wherever you listen to your podcast, and we can't wait for you to join us next time. Once again, I'm Lexie.
I'm Sam, and this has been Enter the Fangirls.